Hello everyone. Now in the previous lecture we see the detailed definition of subspace and one particular example and the criteria for subspace. To check that criteria for subspace, that is whether the given set or whether the given non-empty subset S it is subspace if and only if it is closed under addition, that is u plus v belongs to S for every uv belongs to S and alpha be a scalar and u belongs to S, then alpha into u also belongs to S. This is equivalent condition for a set S, it is subspace, or equivalently we see alpha u plus beta v belongs to S for every uv belongs to S and alpha beta are scalar. Now this is equivalent criteria for checking that a non-empty subset S of a vector space V, it is subspace. If this condition is met, then we say that non-empty subset it is subspace, otherwise it is not a subspace, it is only subset. So particular example, that singleton 0 it is a trivially subspace, and next example vector space V, it is trivially subspace of itself. Now next see the next definition or next proposition, that we have to check that whether the intersection of subspaces are again forms a subspace or not, whether the union of subspace are again form a subspace or not. As we know that we see the detailed subject of group theory, we see first upon definition of group and then we see the definition of subgroup, and we check that whether the intersection of subgroup are forms a subgroup, whether the unions are union of two subgroup forms a subgroup. So answer is intersection of two subgroup is again subgroup, but union need not be. For example 2z 3z, 2z union 3z, if we take that union then it need not be forms and subspace subgroup. So on the same way we see V is a vector space, it is abelian group, and a non-empty subset forms a subspace if two subspaces are here W1 and W2 are given, then their intersection is again forms a subspace, but union need not forms a subspace. Now see the detail, that is proposition 2.2, intersection of subspaces. Let V be the vector space and say Wi, I belongs to that index set capital I. What is that capital I? It is index set. Be the collection of subspaces of V, then that intersection of all Wi is again forms a subspace. Let us prove that arbitrary intersection of subspaces, it is again subspaces when that intersection is non-empty. It is important. So let us check that what at least one element belongs to that intersection or not. Since each W1, W2, W3, W4, W5 and so on, each one is subspace. So from the definition of subspace, 0 belongs to W1, 0 belongs to W2, therefore 0 belongs to Wi for each I. Hence 0 belongs to W1 intersection W2 intersection W3 and so on. 0 is a common element from W1, W2, W3 and so on. So at least 0 belongs to intersection of Wi, therefore intersection of Wi is non-empty. So first condition is satisfied for that intersection of Wi, it is a non-empty subset. So let us check that whether that subspace criteria it is hold for the intersection of Wi. What is criteria where alpha beta belongs to U? S is nothing but intersection of Wi and UV belongs to Wi, then we have to check that alpha U plus beta V is also belongs to intersection of Wi. Now let us check for alpha beta belongs to scalar K and UV belongs to intersection of Wi. But what is meaning of intersection of Wi? If U belongs to intersection of Wi, then U belongs to each of W1, W2, W3, W4, V belongs to each of W1, W2, W3 and so on. So U and V belongs to Wi for each I, but each Wi it is subspace. Then from the condition of Wi, UV, suppose UV belongs to W1 and W1 is subspace, then from the definition or proposition, previous proposition, we have alpha U plus beta V belongs to W1. On the same condition, it belongs to W2, it belongs to W3 and so on, it belongs to Wi for each I. Therefore, it is common element, so it belongs to intersection of W1, W2, W3 and up to Wi. So, by the proposition 2.1, that is criteria for the subspace, we see that intersection of Wi, it is subspace of vector space V. So, remember that if we have given a finite number of subspaces, arbitrary number of subspaces, then its intersection is again subspace if intersection is non-empty. Now, let us check that whether the union forms a subspace or not. Suppose W1 and W2 are two subspaces of vector space V, then its union, it is need not be subspace. For example, V is equals to vector space V, it is K of n by n, that is it is set of all n by n matrices over field K, that is set of all n by n matrices over entries from K forms a vector space as we already know. Now W2 be the set of all upper triangular and lower triangular matrices W1 and W2. What elements belongs to W1? Vector space V contains n by n matrices. Entries from K, A, B, C, D and so on, all n by n matrices. What about W1? W1 contains only upper triangular, that is above the diagonal entries are present, A, B, C and so on, D, E, F, and below the diagonal all entries are 0. And same for W2 are lower triangular matrices. Therefore, in W2 D, E, F and so on, dash 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 dash, but above the diagonal entries are 0. So we have to check that union. What is union of W1, union W2? What is union? Union of lower triangular matrices and upper triangular matrices are in the form of upper triangular matrix as well as lower triangular matrix. Which matrix is upper triangular as well as lower triangular matrices? For example, 0 matrix is upper triangular as well as lower triangular, but not always that n by n matrix it is 0. Therefore, that union it is not forms a subspace. Or we see the example, if A is upper triangular, B is lower triangular, A and B belongs to union, W1 union W2, since it contains all that matrices, upper triangular as well as lower. But what about intersection? Intersection or addition. What about addition? If we add lower triangular matrix plus upper triangular matrices, it may not be always an element of W1 union W2. So, for example, if we treat 2 by 2 matrices, what about W1? W1 set of all upper triangular matrices. Suppose 1, 2 and 3. Here is 0. Now next, W2 contains set of all lower triangular matrices. Let us see the B. B is equals to suppose 5, 6. B belongs to W2. W2 is lower triangular matrices 7 and 0. What about its addition? A plus B, it becomes 4 plus 1, 5, 3, 7, 7. That matrix does not belongs to W1 union W2. Why? Why it is not a upper triangular, not a lower triangular? That addition, that is A plus B, it is not an element of W1 union W2. Since it is an arbitrary matrix, it belongs to vector space V, but it does not belongs to W1 union W2. So, we see that the arbitrary intersection of subspaces, it is again subspace of vector space V, whenever intersection is non-empty, but union need not be an subspace. So, next criteria to give when the union forms a subspace. So we add the extra condition that if either W1 is containing W2 or W2 is containing W1, then that union forms a subspace. So we see the criteria 2.3 or proposition 2.3, that is condition of subspace of union. So let us see, let W1 and W2 be the subspace of vector space V. Then W1 union W2, it is subspace if and only if either W1 containing W2 or W2 containing W1. So remember that condition, union of two subspaces is again subspace if one of them containing other. So let us see the proof. Now assume that W1 union W2 is a subspace of vector space V, and W1, suppose W1 it is not containing W2. So our claim is to prove that W2 is containing W1, that is W2 it is subset of W1 is our claim. Now taking one element in W2, small w2 belongs to W2, and we select an element W1 which belongs to W1 but not in W2. That meaning of W1 deleted W2, it is the element small w1 belongs to W1 but not in W2. So W1 comma W2, it belongs to W1 union W2. Since W1 belongs to W1, W2 belongs to W2. So that two elements are the member of W1 union W2, and we know that the union of two subspaces, it is subspace, therefore W1 union W2 it is subspace, therefore it is closed under addition, therefore W1 plus W2 belongs to W1 union W2. Now what are the criteria for if some element belongs to union of two set, then that element belongs to either in one of the first set or either in one of the second set or either in both. So we consider the criteria or we check the condition, W1 plus W2 belongs to either W1, W2 or both. If first condition, if W1 plus W2 belongs to W2, and since W2 it is member of W2, then we check that W1 can be written as, now addition, that is W1 plus W2 minus W2, and W2 it is subspace, therefore W1 belongs to W2, which is contradiction. Since we choose W1, it belongs to W1 but not in W2. So this is contradiction. So our assumption, that is W1 plus W2 belongs to W2, it is wrong. Hence W1 plus W2 it belongs to W1. Since we cannot say, since it does not belongs to W1, therefore we cannot say it belongs to both. Therefore it must belongs to W1, and W1 belongs to W1, so W2 can be written as addition, that is W1 plus W2 plus minus W1, and W1 it is subspace and these two are the elements of W1, therefore we got an element W2 belongs to W2 and also W2 belongs to W1, and W2 it is arbitrary member of W2, therefore each member of W2 it also belongs to W1, which proves that W2 it is subset of W1. Hence our assumption is true or hold, that is if W1 union W2 it is subspace of V, and if W1 does not contain W2, then compulsory W2 it is subset of W1. Now let us see the converse part. Suppose W1 it is subset of W2, then what becomes W2? W2 becomes W1 union W2, and we know that W2 it is subspace and union of two subspace it is again subspace. Similarly, if W2 is subset of W1, then W1 union W2 it is also subspace of V. Therefore in any of that case, if W1 is containing W2, then its union is subspace. If W2 is containing W1, then it is again subspace. Since if one of them containing other, then its union is either W1 or W2, and both are subspaces, which is assumption. Therefore we prove the condition for the subspace of union, it is again subspace, is that one of them containing other. Now let us see the next example. Let us see the next example of subspace, which is linear combination, which is very important example, since because of that linear combination we can apply linear transformation. So see the example, that S equals to set of xi, I belongs to index set, be a non-empty subset of vector space V, then linear combination of element of S, which is alpha 1 x1, alpha 2 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha 3 x3 plus alpha 4 x4 and so on, alpha I xi, that is summation of alpha I xi. Alpha I belongs to K and alpha I equals to 0 for except for finitely many indices. So here that linear combination, it is called, or it forms a subspaces for corresponding vector space V. So we see the special cases of that linear combination. That is, first case, the set generated by S, it denotes the all K linear combination of S, which is called as a subspace generated by S. Now 0 is equals to 0 can be written as alpha 1 into 0, 0 tuple 0 0 0 0 0, that is alpha 1 into 0 plus alpha 2 into 0 plus alpha 3 into 0 and so on. Therefore 0 is equals to summation of alpha Si. Therefore 0 belongs to set S. Therefore that generated of set S is non-empty. Now check that whether it is subspace. Let U and V belongs to generator of Si. What is the set of generator of Si? It contains linear combination. Therefore we treated U as summation of alpha xi, V as summation of beta xi. Then alpha U plus beta V is equals to alpha into summation of alpha xi plus beta into summation of beta xi, which is equals to summation of alpha xi plus beta xi. Now alpha is scalar, alpha I is scalar for each one. Therefore its combination alpha I plus beta I, it is again scalar, say gamma I. Therefore alpha U plus beta V, it is in the form of linear combination of xi, which is element of generator of S. Hence generator of S, it is a subspace of V. And also we clarify the special case of that subspace, that is subspace generated by S, it is smallest subspace of V containing S. Remember that condition, that is generator of S, which is set of all linear combination of S, is the smallest subspace of V containing S. Now we prove that. Now generator of S, it contains all linear combinations of element of S. Therefore each element of S can be written as alpha 1 into alpha 1 is equals to 1. So each element can be written as 1 into that element S. So each element of S, it also belongs to generator of S. Therefore clearly S is contained in generator of S. Now W be the any smallest subspace of V containing S, then summation of alpha xi belongs to W, since W is subspace. Hence generator of S is subset of W, but W is smallest subspace of V, such that S is subset of W, which is true if and only if these two sets are same. Therefore W is equals to generator of S, but W is the smallest subspace. Therefore generator of S is smallest subspace of V, such that S is subset of, or S is contained in generator of S. Now again next particular case of that linear combination set, that is generator of S, it is intersection of W, whether the set intersection is overall those subspace of V which contains S. And since generator of S, it is smallest subspace of V containing S, and the intersection of subspace is also subspace, so that set which is generator of S, it is intersection of W when S is subset of W or containing W. It is also hold for finitely many subspaces, so W1, W2 up to Wn, then summation of Wi or W1 finite sum, that indicates union of Wi, or W1 union W2 union Wn generated that set. So on that 4 cases we can see the properties of generator of S. Now let us see the last example. Consider the vector space K of m by n or K, and I is equals to I1, I2, I3 up to Ik, J1, J2, J3 up to Jk are the subset of order sets 1 to m, 1 to n, and define K of m by n on I cross j, that is cross product of that two sets on indices. It is nothing but set of all m by n matrices with ijth entry 0 for every ij belongs to that tuples I cross j. Then that K of m by n is again subspace of vector space V. K of m by n over I cross j, it is a subspace of vector space V, it is K of m by n. Now clearly 0 matrix belongs to K of m by n over I cross j, since 0 matrix, that is each entry is 0. For every ij belongs to I cross j, therefore 0 belongs to K of m by n I cross j. Now consider the two elements A alpha beta are the scalar, and two elements say A B belongs to K of m by n I cross j. Then ijth entries must be zeros for A and B. So alpha A plus beta B of ijth entry is nothing but alpha times A of ijth entry plus B of ijth entry. So alpha into 0 plus beta into 0, which is 0. So alpha A plus beta B, it belongs to K of m by n over I cross j. Therefore that K of m by n over I cross j forms a subspace of K of m by n. So in today's lecture we see the detailed definition of subspace, property of subspace, that is union of प्रॉपर्टी कोणती प्रॉपर्टी पाहिली आपण, युनियन ऑफ टू सबस्पेसेस नीड नॉट बी सबस्पेस, intersection of subspaces it is again subspace, union of subspaces it forms a subspace if and only if one of the subspace containing other, and linear combination forms a subspace under the given criteria. And see the particular condition that is generated of S, which is a set of all linear combination of S, it is smallest subspace of V containing S, and also it can be written as intersection of subspaces. And also that W1, W2, Wn are finitely subspaces, then their summation are nothing but union and it forms a subspaces. And last example, that is a set of all m by n matrices over the cross product of I and j are forms a subspace. So today we stop here.